Companion is a comedy thriller from director Drew Hancock and it stars Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid. And it tells the story of a getaway that's gone wrong after a billionaire is killed. Okay, Companion. I just said the plot synopsis in the most non-spoilerish, brief way possible because this is a movie you gotta go into blind. Do not watch the trailer for this movie. See it as blind as possible because there is a lot of crazy shit in this movie. Okay, Companion. What did I think of it? I'm just gonna cut to the chase. This movie was really, really good. I highly enjoyed this. You know something? This January wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, you had a couple of stinkers here, Den of Thieves 2 and Flight Risk. But yeah, this, Better Man, and people can say whatever the fuck they want about Wolfman. I enjoyed Wolfman. But yeah, Companion, damn good flick. Now, I will say, if you're gonna go in expecting a horror movie, you might be disappointed. Because it's really not that. This is more of a sci-fi thriller dark comedy. But yeah, it still does everything right. You still got some great violence here, terrific performances all around, and a really good story. Really good. And this movie has an excellent script too. There's some great dialogue here. The characters are all very fleshed out, and the movie does a really good job at making you know which characters you're supposed to like and which ones you're not supposed to like. Does a really great job on all fronts. This just might be the best written film of the year. Minus a few things, which I'll get into in the negatives, but Companion, really tight script, really good story, great character work, and some awesome thrills and tension. And I mean, this movie is packed with tension. You may be laughing quite a bit, because there's a lot of comedy in this movie, but what this movie really excels at is the tension. You'll be on the edge of your seat a lot in this movie. This movie gets fucking crazy and intense at times, and the movie benefits all the more for it. There is some great stuff here when it comes to being a thriller. Companion is definitely my second favorite movie of the year so far. I do like Better Man just a bit more, but Companion is definitely a close second so far. I was not expecting much out of this movie, and what I got was pretty much just all-around greatness. Now, there are some issues I have with this movie. It's nothing major, but kind of a typical thing that you would think of a horror movie trope, where people do really dumb decisions. And some of the decisions in this movie are a little too dumb to where it kind of took me out of the movie at times. But that's about it. Nothing as bad as some The Strangers Chapter 1. Or what's another movie? Other movies from last year that had that? It's on the tip. Speak No Evil. That's another one. Nothing that bad, but it's definitely going to irritate some people with some of the choices that are made in this movie in terms of characters. But other than that, Companion, really good time. Very, very good time actually. If you just want some laughs, some thrills, great acting, great directing, great story, you're going to find that all here in Companion. Really great stuff. Will this movie be on my top 10? Well, it's only January, so I guess we'll see by the time December comes around. But yeah, I love this film and I highly recommend seeing it. I am going to give Companion an A. Dogman is an adaptation of a children's book series. I've never read the books, so I just know they exist. And it tells the story of a bomb that goes off, and it destroys a cop's dog, a cop's dog's body, and the cop's head. So, What do? They put the dog's head on the body of the cop and he becomes Dogman. Okay, Dogman. This movie has a wacky concept, and it perfectly suits this movie because this movie is wacky as shit. And to my surprise, because I was not looking forward to this movie's pretty damn great. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie. Now, when you see the trailer for this movie, because I got it in front of Sonic 3 when I first saw this trailer, and I was like, okay, this looks like something that you just take the kids to and then you go to something else. No, kids and adults, I think, will both love this movie. It's not like the movie where you're like, okay, take the kids to Dogman while you go and see Companion. No, both movies that came out this weekend are really good. Pretty big shocker for January. Okay, enough of my rambling. What makes Dogman so good? The comedy. And the pace. The comedy is funny, and the pace is relentlessly fast. This is a very quick moving movie, and it's short too, so this movie just flies right by. If you're one of those people that has a short attention span, this movie is made for you. It moves so fast. It's pretty much like, instead of just making an animated movie, let's just make a cartoon that's 90 minutes. But in the best way possible. Now, what else makes this movie great? The characters are all charming. I think Dogman was... I cared about Dogman as a character. I did. And yeah, all of the characters are charming and fun. And I really love the villain, Petey the Cat. I loved him. He is funny. I enjoyed every bit of screen time that he had. This movie also has some pretty exciting action sequences, and I thought the animation style was very creative. It does kind of take on that trend of, let's make the animation look like stop motion, but it's computer generated. And we'll have some, like when, say, something like explosions happen, it looks all sketchy. But yeah, it definitely does make it stand out on its own. It's not a complete knockoff of something like Into the Spider-Verse or Mutant Mayhem or Puss in Boots 2 or shit like that. It's definitely doing its own thing. And like I said earlier, the comedy is really funny. It's kind of got like this Animaniacs tone to it, which Animaniacs is a great show. And there's some people behind Animaniacs, behind this movie too, and it shows, and it's great. Some great humor for the adults, some great humor to make the kids laugh. Okay, if you want a good movie to take your kids to, this is it. Kids will love it. I think adults will really enjoy it too. Hell, I mean, I'm a fucking grown ass man, and I loved Dogman. I thought it was a great time. Yeah, just go and see it. I hope this one doesn't bomb. I really don't, because if they ever wanted to make a sequel to this, I'd be all for it. This movie was really wonderful. I loved it. I am going to give Dogman a very well-deserved and surprising A.